Morning traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So looking at the weekly, we're forming a pretty big bearish engulfing. So this, if we finish like this week, then I suspect we're going to have another test of these inside tails here. So pretty much starting off with that one, and that one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay, so that's kind of what the weekly is pointing to. We are still below the 20 as well. We keep rejecting off the 20. So this is still looking a little bit ominous at the moment. If we look at the daily, okay, so from the daily perspective, we are still hovering around this 200 EMA. So we did get a close below it, okay, but I'd like to see a second close below it before we get the confirmation, okay. So a lot of times we flirt with it like this, and we have an exhaustion bar to try and close it. And the stretch that we were doing was really for this level here, okay, this breaker. So we were stretching for this level, and probably also stretching down for this level and that level. So this level is still the critical one, and I'll give you the figures as we get closer on the lower time frames. Okay, so this is kind of the scenario we have. For me, this range has not broken. So the range I'm talking about is, or it can be this one, okay, or we could have the bigger one, which would probably, I would say, around about there, okay. So only reason is if you look left, you can see it was used as a support there, then used as resistance here. So that's kind of the range that we're in. Now, for me, we're bottom of the range. We haven't broken this range, and I'm looking at it on the 4 hour and even on the hour. So if we even look at the hour, you'll see that that range is not broken yet. Okay, there's the top of the range, there's the bottom of the range. Okay, so we haven't broken this range at all yet. What we do have, though, is some diversions, and at the same time, we have a falling wedge. Okay, so basically we've got a triangle pattern with diversions, and we're at a level. So all indications are a bounce, and bounce from the bottom of the range, that would be the first level. And as I said yesterday, that was the first target for any longs, and we gapped straight into it where the buyers were waiting to drive it back down to the bottom of range. Okay, so today I'm going to just fine-tune this. So let's just get rid of this one. That level quite important. So these 4 levels are the levels that we need to watch. Okay, a break above this downward trend line is going to give us confidence that we're actually going to come and test this top level again. So I'm going to put another line in here because that is also a critical level to get through. So if we can get through this level here, then obviously we'll tag the next level and the next level. So what we're looking for is a long from where we are, and we're more than likely going to gap up. So we could do another gap into this area, which would be a short scalp down, and hopefully another opening gap close and a retest of the wedge, and that would be an ideal situation to get long. So you want to try and get long from 50700 area. So 5700 is the area that you want to try and get long if we do pull back to that area and we get some kind of bullish action. For now in the hour, we've got our first bullish signal there, and we've got a fairly weak signal here. So it's pretty much, you've got a upside down hanging man, which is an inside bar, and then you've got a second inside bar. So you've got a double inside bar, and for me, the confidence will come from a break above this inside tail here. As soon as we get an hour close above that, which you see coincides with the downward trend line, then that gives me confidence that this hourly pattern will play out, and we will start looking for targets at 51,200 then 51,470, and if we break 51,470, then top of the range, which is 52,140. So those are the levels I'm looking at today, and I'm looking for a long. Okay, so first things, so with that, let's just have a look at the half hour. So we just want to have a look at the closing range, how that played out. And this is another one of those days where we had targets hit on either side of the range. And normally when that happens, that indicates an indecision day. So you can see we first broke up, we hit the breakout targets, which coincided with the top that I said to you was our first long target for yesterday. And you can see how we gapped straight into it. And you can see how critical this 40 EMA is on the 30 minutes. You can see it's bounced right off it, which gave you the indication that this wasn't going to go through this level and you needed to be short. And short it was to bottom of range. Okay, so bottom of range for me is there. And that is now top of the current range, right? So we also had a break to the bottom and we hit the downside target. So whenever we have a day where we hit the upside and downside target, we pretty much guarantee that the next day is going to move in a single direction. Normally it would be a continuation down or a reversal up. Okay, so that's kind of the play that I'm looking for, is because of the wedge, because of the diversions, and because we're bottom of this range, I'm suspecting a move to the upside. So, and I've given you the levels of what we're looking for. So that's the rationale there. But if we look at where the last hour of trading was yesterday, you can see how our targets line up, and I'll use a blue line here. So our breakout target lines up with the underside of this area here, and you can see where all the buyers were stepping in, so it lines up perfectly with that. Okay, our second target is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, and then our third target is right here on this 200 moving average, as well as on the tail here. Okay, so you can see there, that would be, and then fourth target would be top of this range. Okay, so I suspect we trade inside these, in between this 5700 and 51,450. Okay, that's going to be the zone that we're going to be trading in today, and I'm looking for longs. I'm looking for longs off the bottom here. If we do break below here, then I will look for a long pretty much either there or at the gap close here. So this would be the first area, which would be 53.70 and 50,000. So those are the two downside targets if we do break below here. Okay, so I suppose we'll have to wait and see what happens at the open, and for me it's going to be, picture if we do gap up, there's no levels like there was yesterday we can gap into. There are smaller levels inside here, but there's nothing really serious. So what we're going to look for is pretty much the 6 minutes, and we're going to watch what happens at the open. And you can see there's another flag forming here. So up flag, I suspect up again. Okay, anyway guys, that's my view on the Aussie. Hope it helps. Stay safe, enjoy Friday, and if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers, man.